Hey guys, it's Jasmine, and today I am doing a favorites video for the month of February. I have heard from so many friends about things that they like, so I thought I would share a couple things that I've been really into this month and maybe you might like them. So let's get started. So the first thing is, of course, a food-related item because food is one of my favorite things in this world, but it is this chocolate coconut peanut butter. And in a week, I was like, yeah, you can see it's like almost done. So that's how much I got through in a week. I have an obsession with peanut butter, but this stuff is awesome. It's all natural. It's sweetened with agave and it's unsweetened dark chocolate. And I got this at Winners, actually. So a friend of mine told me that you could get it at Winners, so I went there. So worth it. I'm buying another bottle. They have this one called vanilla espresso almond butter that I also really want to try. So definitely recommend giving this peanut butter a shot. You will not regret it at all. The next thing that's going into my February favorites is this water bottle. So you may have seen these. They're sort of a trendy, I guess, water bottle now, and they're almost everywhere, but the original one is called a Swell water bottle. They sell them at Indigo, and this is not a Swell. This is from the Drake General Store, but it is the exact same shape and concept. This is a really good dupe because I tested it. It does keep hot water hot for 12 hours and cold water at the temperature that you have, so insulation on point. The color is really awesome. I love this copper sort of metallic-y color. I'm very into shiny things, and I think it's nice to have a good water bottle because it motivates you to drink water. I don't know, I suck at drinking water personally, so this has been good. I've had it for 2 days, and in this 2 days it has made it into the monthly favorites. So yeah, this water bottle. Of course, living in Toronto and Canada, it's always cold, and blanket scarves are so trendy and everyone owns them, and they're just like, you can't get enough of them. But this one I recently got. It's this giant gray one. I got this from Oak and Fort. I would say that it was relatively good price for what it is. It is super duper thick. It is literally like a blanket. I could use this as a blanket. I'm telling you that this scarf is like ultimate warmth. Yeah, it's lovely, and I just love the gray color. I've been into a lot of gray for the fall season, like all gray, and this is just a great addition. So the next thing I want to talk about is this deodorant. I know it's so tiny. It's actually a sample, and I'm going to buy a full-size tube this week, but it's from a brand called Leaves of Trees, and it's a Toronto-based brand. They make it in Toronto, and it's all natural deodorant. So I switched about a year ago to starting to use natural deodorant. I just kind of wanted something that was sort of better for my skin. Didn't want as many chemicals that are in the typical deodorant, but I had a really hard time finding good deodorant. Like, it's been a year, and I just found this after going through 4 different ones because they're just like too chunky, like weird textures, whatever. So this one, this scent is eucalyptus mint, and it's actually a clay-based deodorant. So it looks like cream, to be honest, like a really thick cream, and you actually apply it with your hands. So if that kind of weirds you out, maybe this is not for you. Honestly, it's kind of just like creaming your armpits every morning. But I will say that the scent is awesome, and it does totally prevent you from like smelling like sweat. I feel like every month I'm gonna pick a city that I think is sort of trending or popping, or something, a place that I feel like you should visit. Personally, I don't think traveling means you have to get on a plane and leave the country. I think that there's so many good gems that are just around you, and they're just waiting to be discovered. So my travel pick for the month of February was Ottawa. So I was actually in Ottawa last week, and it was my first time ever. Never been to Ottawa, and I know, right? Like, wasn't that supposed to be a field trip in elementary school? But pretty much went there for their sort of winter festival, and it was awesome. It's such a quaint little place, and so much of a breather compared to Toronto, and I mean, I was only there for a weekend, so I can't really speak to all the things there were to do there, but in the winter time, there's lots to do in terms of being able to participate in Winterlude, which is their winter festival, going to drive over to Quebec, which is not even that far from there, and doing all the winter activities. So we went ice sliding, we went tubing, skating on the canal. There are just so many fun winter activities to do. I ate maple taffy, and yeah, I've done those things before, but for some reason I feel like as you get older, you lose the appreciation for that, or the appreciation of feeling like a kid again. So it was like all bundled up in snow pants with a bunch of my friends, and we had a really great time. And there's also a really good coffee shop in Ottawa. If you do go, it's called Arlington. There also was a good brunch place called Wilson Ada's. You know me, I love brunch. And then also there's a good ice cream shop called Mushu Ice Cream. So definitely check those out if you are planning to head to Ottawa, and plan to maybe take a trip to Ottawa if you haven't seen it yet, because it's the country's capital, and it was pretty cool to see Parliament from far. I didn't actually go in. Yeah. One thing I want to try and include in the favorites is sort of a monthly sort of creative type of favorite. And this month, my favorite thing is a brand or a company called Papermass. So Papermass, I came across it through a work connection, actually, through work thing, and pretty much it's a monthly art subscription, and so you subscribe to it. It's founded by an artist named Kristen McCrae and as well as her husband, and they mail you a whole packet of art goodies every month. So they sort of find artists from around the world that have all these really cool art prints. You get a print, you get like a little artist card telling you about the artist that they're featuring, you get a creative activity. There's all this really cool stuff in there. So if you are considering checking it out, do look at their social media, Papermass. I'll link it below, and yeah, you can check it out. So my book favorite for this month. Okay, so I know, so old, not too old, but old. So it's Mindy Kaling's second book called Why Not Me, and the reason why I picked this as my February favorite is because I finally finished it. I literally finished this 2 days ago. I renewed it from the library 13 times, but nonetheless, she is such a funny writer, and I think that she's an awesome role model for a lot of girls in terms of just being like a real person and just being honest and, you know, just like letting go of all insecurities and just understanding how important it is to just be yourself and that you're not the only one going through those struggles. So yeah, definitely loved this book and would say that it's such a quick, easy read. Even though it took me 13 reads from library, it is actually a quick and easy read, so check that out. The last things on my favorites list is TV shows, so I guess to go with books, contrast that with TV shows. I am so into Jane the Virgin right now, so hilarious show. Absolutely hilarious. Like, if you could think of a more dramatic show, let me know in terms of like drama and like things that go on, because it is hilarious and so dramatic. Like, those writers take drama to another level. You think that it's dramatic and then it gets more dramatic. It is basically a telenovela within a telenovela, and you'll only get the reference if you watch the show, which means you should go watch the show. It's hilarious. Another show that I recently got into was Riverdale. So Riverdale is a Netflix original series, and it pretty much surrounds like the Archie comics characters. And growing up as a kid, I read Archie comics, but I didn't really think of that going into watching it. And there's only 4 episodes right now. I finished 3. And so far it's so good. It's like a drama type of thriller, and honestly it reminds me so much of Pretty Little Liars. It is like Pretty Little Liars. It's set in a high school type of thing, and it's great. It's cool because Netflix hasn't released all the episodes, so you have to wait every week to watch a new one. So once I'm done the 4th one, then I'll have to wait another week. So I guess it's good because I won't like binge consume it, because I'm already doing that with many other shows. But yeah, it's awesome. Cole Sprouse from Sweet Life Zappa is also in it. I had a huge crush on him when I was a kid, so yeah, that's not the reason I'm watching it. It's a good show, but yeah, those are my 2 TV recommends for you guys. So that covers all my monthly favorites, items and things that I'm sort of into right now. I'll link everything that I sort of discussed about in the description box below. If you have any questions, holla in the comments. And also if you have any recommendations of things, I love recommendations and just hearing about things word of mouth from people. So do let me know. And in that case, that concludes this month's favorites. If you liked the video, then like the video, as I said in my first video. I think I'm gonna make that a thing. And then if you really like it, you can subscribe. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!